so Culture Fest.
Okay, Culture Fest, your city, your culture.
Alright, so basically the purpose of having a Culture Fest is to attract more tourists to Fort Wayne, to bring our diverse community together, and such with all the different cultural styles like food, dancing, music, and activities.
Okay, so our goal for Culture Fest is to bring people to our city so they can get a better understanding of all the diverse populations we have. We would love for all of our members and guests to have fun, and we just want to teach people more about all the different cultures we have in Fort Wayne.
So our main activities would be soccer. Soccer is a very well-known sport around the world. Another would be crafts and dancing. Our possible vendors, these are restaurants. We chose these because they are very traditional and very unique and are just like a very traditional restaurant.
So it's Asian Fusion, J.K. O'Donnell's Irish Ale House, Latin Asian Restaurant, and then Tropic Chicken.
Okay, so our three main competitors are the Three Rivers Festival, the German Fest, and the Greek Fest. The Three Rivers Festival brings in 500,000 people, but it don't bring a lot of like culture styles. The German Fest and the Greek Fest, they're very family-friendly festivals, but they separate different cultures.
Okay, when? Our festival will be held April 7th through 9th because that's the start of festival season. Hours 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. And admission, general admission will be $5. College students and seniors will be $3, and kids under 5 will get in free. Drink and food tickets will be available inside.
So our location is Headwaters Park. We chose this because like a festival hotspot, everybody knows where it is, and we can fit everything we need to inside. And to kind of give you guys a glimpse of what it will look like, we made it on CAD. I don't know why it's not seen on, but you can kind of get a glimpse inside the pavilion. We'll have all the tables for the families, around 6, fits around 6. Each box for the vendors, different foods, and then the whole stage area. And then to kind of make it closer, you can see inside the tents where we can have traditional items, maybe knick-knacky items to take something home with you. And then also we chose this location based off of the demographics. It's home to around 11,000 people. The average age is about 30, which is the starting age to have a family, or you may already have a family. So you can introduce them to different cultures while they're young, so they can break stereotypes and kind of get a glimpse of what Fort Wayne really has to offer. And the common birthplaces of the foreign-born residents is Mexico and Guatemala.
So our total sales revenue would be $2 million. We have got this number from taking the amount of people we believe will come by the general admission fee. A 3-day rental at Headwaters would be $5,335. The utilities would be $410.69. The repairs and maintenance would be $123.29. And the insurance would be $123.29.
Okay, next we have our marketing. Our advertising, we have an advertisement as you saw in the beginning. You guys have the flyers in front of you, and then we will have Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. We chose these because these are like the top social media accounts in the App Store right now. And to your left is our Snapchat, and to your right is our Instagram. These will just give guests and viewers a behind-the-scenes look at our festival as it's going on.
Okay, so the strength of having a Culture Fest is to bring in more tourists to Fort Wayne, of course, with all learning about different styles and different traditions and cultures, and plus Fort Wayne loves festivals.
Yeah.
To bounce off of what she just mentioned, we do have one of the most diverse cities in the United States, so it's good to have all of the cultures come together and really experience your heritage. And instead of kind of reading about it in papers, you can really experience the food and get to be a part of the activities. It's very family friendly, and everybody loves festivals, and they also love food.
Yes, there will be a lot of food. Okay, your verse, stat, your verb, couture.
Tu sira, tu katora.
Niet, nimu, niet, shi, muyu.
Your city, your culture.
Culture Fest.
Nice job.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for
We
us?
do. We do. Is April, think it might be cold? A little cold,
We
early
were
in
thinking
April?
about that, but it was really hard to find a time when other festivals weren't going on in
Yeah,
order to
April.
space it out. Because what if you spend all your money at one festival and then there's just festival after festival? But we would also like your advice on when would be a good time.
I think the first festival of the year, kind of you're doing all the different
Yeah.
groups, kind of kickstarts the rest of the festival. I think it's a nice idea.
Like
Yeah.
German Fest and Greek Fest.
You can serve warmer foods and things. People put on their hats and
Yeah.
things.
Well, we have at Indiana Tech, we have a lot of students from different countries that attend there, and having it at that time before school ends in May would be a good opportunity for them to attend it too, or even be a part of it.
Yes.
So that's why I think it's a good idea.
We know that like German Fest and Greek Fest kind of breaks down the cultures and like only talks about one, whereas ours will talk about all of them and kind of introduce the whole community as to what their neighbors are and what their traditions are like.
You could look to universities too to see what
Yeah,
kind
they
of
could
students
even help us maybe.
help.
with it.
Absolutely, because we have an international group at our school, and they put on a presentation just for our students at the school, so they would probably be very interested in being a part of that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Did you get your numbers?
That was actually within the budget. I talked to Jack Hammer and also Jeff Paddock about Headwaters. When I talked to Jeff Paddock, I talked to Jack Hammer, he told me, he gave me about an amount of some things they pay for, about how many people they get a year. He said a range, which was 400,000 people would be a good number to use for this, for finding our total sales revenue. And can you pull up the budget, actually? Okay, yeah. So that was our total sales revenue for the lease of the building for the 3 days. We have the repairs, maintenance, utilities, the equipment that we would be needing.
That's not their fault that is coming up twice. I don't know what's going on with the screen because
Should we,
it
like,
kind
unplug
of.
it for a second?
You could try. Just worry that it's not going to pop back up.
No, we should.
I just feel bad because she has a list of. I know she had
Yeah.
more of a list on the right.
Okay.
But that's. I mean, just so you could see some of the things they were finding.
Yeah, we found
In our
out
budget.
porta potties, microphones and like amps for the main part of the stage, and then like stage band members will just bring their own instruments.
I think you're missing a little bit of a revenue opportunity, unless maybe I just can't see it. But food and beverage and tickets are great, but I feel like you can sell huge sponsorships for the event, and you can charge vendors to put their food to get a space in the event, so you could make actually a lot more money
Like
off of that.
Pepsi and Pepsi pays to be at Three Rivers Festival, and all the vendors actually pay to be in.
So do universities. We have done
Right,
things and sponsored different events in the community
We
too.
were looking at that, but we didn't know if, because of the first year if they would want to pay to be there, and we were hoping maybe like
Oh, yeah, we would.
volunteering and
Yep, they
stuff.
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were a little
They do.
unfamiliar with that.
New territory.
Yep.
Yep, they do.
I think they would. I think it's a great
That's
idea.
great news to hear that they would be.
Where'd you get your information about the different cultures in Fort Wayne and how we're one of the bigger cities that have
Diverse.
diverse cultures? Where'd you get that information? How'd you?
Some people who like go to like, say people that go like the Three Rivers Festival, then they see all these different foods and they're like, oh, I'm really not used to eating all these different foods and like the activities and really celebrate like a lot of cultures. You just like focuses on just the main thing of like American stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we also broke down the zip codes to see all the information, the demographics, to see how many percentage of like maybe Burmese people live in this area,
Okay.
whereas
Yeah.
it might be more populated with Guatemalans here, and we kind of took all those information.
Yeah,
and put it
that's
into
how we
this.
found our location. Before this, we looked into all the different cultures here and where they were at in town, and most of them were all right in the heart of downtown. So that's why this would be, Three Rivers would be like the best place to hold our festival.
Headwaters.
Headwaters.
Yeah.
You have 20 different countries, cultures on here. Is that, have you thought of logistics on how you do that in 2 days and give everybody their fair share of time?
We knew that many cultures are very similar, so with foods and stuff, we'd be able to kind of like have one area designated to maybe 2 or 3 cultures, whereas one culture, like you said, might have to have a whole thing just to themselves because they're so unique. We're trying to benefit it, like to try to mush them together, but give each culture a chance to shine. So we thought the Headwaters might be the best place with the pavilion to kind of spread that out.
Yeah, we were thinking of having like little booths, like on the CAD. I don't know if you want to go back to it or not. We had little booths, and each culture will get their little booth. So there'll be 20 of them, like right along here. And then you just go to each booth, and then we could further do like research about what cultures like don't like to be next to each other. But most of these are all okay.
You did do that already?
Yeah, most of them. Well, these are the top 20 we have in Fort Wayne, and they're pretty nice. I mean, not really nice. Yeah, like we did have North Korea and South Korea.
They play well together.
The dancing and the entertainment and that sort of thing is all part of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a schedule of when their dancing can come up and they can share the stage.
I know a lot of cultures in Fort Wayne, they're too scared to come out to festivals because they think they're just something to look at and something to laugh at. Whereas this festival is kind of something to really like show their beauty and show like their traditions and how wonderful they actually are.
Yeah.
I think you can expand on some of these countries if you look into the universities, because I know we have Brazilian students and we have Saudi students, and you know, we're learning a little bit more about their cultures and things, so
Yeah.
you could expand on that a
They
little
can
bit too.
help us with the activities and
Yep.
all of that. And then for restaurants, like we were gonna look into downtown and find, like say we have Burmese as one of our cultures. We would look into, see if we could find a Burmese restaurant downtown and ask them to be part of our festival. And then if people like them, we're
help their
located
business.
right downtown.
It's marketing, right.
Yeah.
Hey, can you explain to them some of the struggles you had with the food aspect of it? Because they did, and I think they should tell you, because they analyzed everything from food trucks to, I mean, it was pretty crazy. But
Our first thought was to have samples, and we were gonna have like each stand have a different part of samples so that the businesses wouldn't have to get like food trucks and like all the stoves and bring on a whole bunch of stuff in, because we know some restaurants were smaller and just starting up, and because a lot of authentic restaurants don't last very long in Fort Wayne. And then we realized that having samples out for 7 hours might get a little gross and nobody might want to eat them. So
Yeah.
you kind of changed how we look at that.
So what we kind of decided to do was we would have, because I know like German Fest and Greek Fest, they all have their own little stove areas or grills, and we thought that we could somehow include that, so they would be able to come out and cook their food and keep it more fresh.
But then we realized that if we had like 20 different types of foods being cooked on 2 grills, it might get a little weird.
Yeah.
So then we ended up bringing in like hoping that they would come up with food trucks in their own type of booth area.
Yeah.
Because if they want this attention, then they'll be able to pay for it. And
I would leave it in their hands.
Because the general admission is $5 because once you get inside, you have to buy tickets for your alcohol, drinks, and food. So that's how we got our general admission price. So we didn't want to be way too much since they have to buy food tickets for all of these.
I think it's a great idea.
I'm really impressed. I'm really
Me too.
impressed with your idea. I'm really impressed with the presentation. I'm really impressed the fact that all 4 of you are answering the questions. I mean, anything I could suggest here, I feel is just ticky tacky. I mean, I feel like I'm just bringing up something to try to bring something up. I mean, I'm really impressed by your presentation.
I have a question just out of curiosity. You mentioned soccer early on. How did you see that fitting in? Because I thought that was kind of cool way to maybe like mix groups, you know, together.
Well, so we earlier did honor students. We had a project where we all got a different area, country, and I think with most of them, soccer was one of the sports they had included in their presentation, and it's one of the most known
Sports in different countries.
Yeah, that would really fit into, so you know how at Headwaters, well, there's like the inside the pavilion, then there's like trees, and then you have to go past the fence, and then you have to go all the way around. So once you walk all the way around, you'll probably get a wristband or a hand stamp. And then over here will be more towards like the sports part of it. So it'd be really hard to put a basketball court right there. So soccer like really helps us and fits in. So,
I wonder if you even like, because to build off what Tony said, I wonder if it's more of like there might even be a tournament that goes what I was on kinda that thinking. instead of
Yeah.
at Headwaters Park, I mean, you could
Go down.
even use
Go to
Lawton.
Krieger.
Yeah, you could use Lawton.
Well, Krieger's
Or
kinda
even
far away.
have shuttles from Krieger. Yeah, it's Krieger or Sport Club or
Or they can
wherever
like
else.
rent bikes maybe.
How does that have to do with soccer?
Well, not-
Ride a
rent
bike to
bikes.
Krieger?
No.
I will not be going. All right, go down to our great River Greenway. It's Krieger, but Mike, anything? Vic, anything?
Yeah.
After him, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I'm
Mike.
just gonna say, your preparation is fantastic.
Yeah, good job.
You guys did a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike.
Yeah, so first thing that stood out to me was not your presentation, but your confidence. You guys seem very, very confident in your presentation, which made me want to be a part of it immediately. I don't know why, but I think that's important when you're presenting, that you guys felt so strongly about it, and you carried yourself very well. So immediately I was kind of brought off on the idea. I think you made a comment that was really interesting to me, and that was on the perspective from some of the people that would be attending, right? From different nationalities and their fears and things that you would have to overcome. I thought that was really neat, and so I would encourage you to dive into that quite a bit. And how do you look at it from a different perspective?
When we researched the rivers, I can't remember the group, I'm sorry, but they used to go there and kind of dance and like show their culture, and they were made fun of a lot. And like I found this webpage and they were talking that they would never go again, it was rude, it was disrespectful, and they're scared to go out and do that again. And so like reading that, we were like, wait, we can't just have a business that just sells food, we need to actually have something that brings the community together, because that is a really important part of this. So we really wanted to include all.
Yeah, I
of
wonder,
those
and I wonder
characters.
what the education piece of that
Yeah.
is. You know, do you do it during weekdays too, where schools can bring out their students, and you know during the day where it's not nuts, you know,
Well,
in the
actually,
afternoon.
It
So
will be during spring break, so
Oh.
this will
We
be
can
a great
always
time.
move the time.
Yeah, we can always move it, but we will be out of school.
Graduate.
Sorry, remember
Graduate.
that
A lot of people
college
are gone.
spring break is different than
Right.
high school.
Yes.
We would not be having spring break at that time.
Yeah, we would not. Our college spring break is during March.
So I wonder if you like really analyze that, because that might actually be another piece where from noon to 4, when schools are getting out, maybe the schools are bringing their kids by to learn about the cultures that are there from
You know,
dancing
set up
and such.
times.
Yeah,
We
you're
could
just.
have
That's a hard
fun,
piece. I mean,
I would
great
suggest
and
that.
Have like
But
them teach
colleges
the students too.
Yeah, we would
Yeah.
we would really be excited
Yes.
about something like this, and you could involve, you know, not only Fort Wayne schools, but you could include Trine University,
Huntington.
which yeah, I mean you could really tailor. It depends on how far you want to go, but I think if you spread your arms, you could really get.
Yeah, we really want to attract tourists as much as possible, because
Right.
some people go to Cincinnati festivals and Indianapolis, so they can come here.
Yeah.
I think it's an
Yeah.
excellent idea too, because like, again, going back to the university, because that's what I know, but it would look really nice to our students who are from different countries, that we embrace their culture and we want everybody to learn more about it, and it engages them, and it might be a place that they would like to stay and, you know, and live, because it's,
it only adds to your enrollment.
yeah, it adds to our enrollment. Yeah, it adds to our enrollment, plus we're really looking at a graduate study,
Yeah.
graduate classes for
It's actually gonna be awesome.
international students, so this would be a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah,
Absolutely.
if you wanted a good tie-in on the soccer piece, there's a pretty decent soccer festival.
Yeah,
Every
in
summer.
August.
It
August.
comes into town and brings a lot of universities from
What is
outside
that
town.
called?
It's at,
Shindig?
yeah, it's in August, isn't it, August?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And I liked your presentation, how it's starting and exciting with the music, that pulled me right in. It was good. Very good, ladies.
At some point, you guys are gonna have to raise some money to do this.
Yeah, we are
and-
not-for-profit.
And, well, you're gonna have to go in front of somebody, and whenever that happens, they're gonna be blown away with your confidence and the
Knowledge.
teamwork,
Yep.
you know, the way it flows in between you. So, I mean, it was awesome.
I just think like even guys, just to throw this out there, but when they contacted Jack Hammer, I think it's more now you need to like introduce a sit down, because what if during the Three Rivers Festival, there's like a morning aspect of this that could be incorporated into it, just to see how it would do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just if it's like a 10 a.m. to 2 thing or a 10 a.m. to 4 thing, where it's maybe 1 or 2 days where you roll it out to him on, can we just incorporate in this to the Three Rivers Festival? And then eventually maybe it's a break off, you know.
Or it's the day before.
Yeah, or something.
Or
I
the
just
soccer festival,
Yeah.
because that shindig.
Three
I
Rivers
mean,
starts
because
early.
That's
You know.
you've got such an immersion of culture already that's involved in that. Just,
And if that is in August, as a lot of students are starting
Yeah.
school in August, so you're just gonna catch those ones that are here.
And the festival season is start.
Yep.
I think we would attend, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, we-
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, good job.